about you guys? I know I mentioned many times before. For some reason, I'm just getting a little hot, little extra hype this year. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just a fun time of the year, though. Like getting all your drafts. Um, weather's starting to it's not really weather starting to cool down, but it's just a great time of the year. It's like it's coming. Like we've all enjoyed the summer. At least I hope most of us have. Everyone has. But it's just always like looking forward to that like next season, like the coolness of fall, the leaves change, and football. So it's a great time just knowing that like another season is coming, and we've all enjoyed our summers, like I said, hopefully. But it's just always nice. It's like when winter, it's like we enjoy parts of winter. Then we're like, okay, we're ready for summer, ready for the hot weather. So I feel like we're all at a point in the summertime now. We're kind of ready for that cooler weather. We're ready to see those leaves change and ready to be on our couches on Sunday watching our teams and keeping our face teams. So, welcome back, everybody, to the new rebranded Friendleegue. For some reason I keep on wanting to mentally throw in the S, but Friendleegue flows better than Friends League. So, but yeah, I decided to change the name because we have a family league, and so it's just annoying, like calling that one the family league and then this one's the fam league. Because Kelsey, Molly, and Kendra are in that one, and it'd just be easier if I called that one the fam league. So not a confusing one, but yes, new rebrand. This is the Friend League. So here we go. It's kind of good that I didn't get like a trophy or anything yet because they have to get a new name. So speaking of trophies, that is something I do, want to get. I was going to kind of surprise people with it, but I guess I spoiled it. I'm going to spoil a couple other things here with this episode, so be prepared. You could just skip through, but don't do that. I'm not going to make this a super long video. Don't skip through it. Watch the whole thing. Be prepared to, get the spoilers and the surprises I have in this video. So, I did something a little different this year. I Instead of letting the computer generate the schedule, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to handwrite the schedule. It actually took me a lot longer than I thought, but I think it would be cool to have kind of theme weeks. So week one is it's a nice welcome back, but it is jam packed. Jam packed. Got some good storylines here for week one. Um, we'll get to the schedule in a little bit, but I just want to let you know, if you haven't already looked at the schedule, I see on the transactions list, or like the league actions. I didn't realize that schedule changes were shown on there. So someone could have peeped through and strolled on the app and scrolled through and saw that I made some changes to the schedule. So if you did see that, then good for you for being attentive. But I'm going to kind of unveil it on this show, bring more attention to it here on this episode. But yeah, week one is extra juicy, extra juicy. But yeah, we have some storylines going here with this video. So as I was looking forward to the season, I figured that I might as well compile some stats, like because this is like the fifth year of the league now. So the first league, it was the 10-man league. A lot of people that were, I think there was like 4 people didn't come back, so we filled those 4 people with 6 spots, expanded to 12 teams, which I think I love a 12-man league because it's a lot more competitive. It's harder to draft, harder to keep up your team. I feel like 10-man leagues, they're a little too easy after playing this 12-man league for a while and being in other 12-man leagues. So I really like the 12-man league. I think it's really awesome. Everyone like keeps returning every year too. Like that's awesome. I'm assuming everyone's returning. I haven't heard a no from anyone, but I also haven't had a lot of feedback from everyone either. So assuming everyone's returning. But it was really cool to compile the stats. Like ESPN has a feature where you could go to the league history and see how your team has done in the league history past. It's not going to be for the people that joined during 2022, we expanded to 12 teams. It's not going to be the most accurate with you, but I made sure to be accurate with your 3 seasons, and then it was easier to keep up with the people that have been in it since 2021. But yeah, it was really cool to compile the stats. Some storylines are kind of built with this. The number one is kind of the elephant in the room here. Bryce being 6-0 against Molly. That is absolutely insane. That's staggering. 6-0 against competitor. And Molly's had some pretty decent seasons. Had a decent year last year. She had second place in 2021. So Bryce usually has a pretty good team, but Bryce only had 4 wins last year. So he either beat Molly twice last year, or he just beat her the one time. So pretty crazy. I didn't want to talk about that, but I also didn't realize there's a couple other undefeated records, head-to-head records. So Randy is 3-0 against Trey. However, he's 0-5 against Kendra. Kendra is 5-0 against Randy. Insane. I mean, pretty much like the same level as Bryce and Molly. Kendra is 0-3 to Tanner, however. Tanner's 3-0 to Kendra. However, Tanner's 0-3 to Jay. So this is almost like a chain reaction here. Jay is 3-0 to Tanner. And then we have Josh is 3-0 to Ryan. Now there are some other records, like there's like a couple 2-4s to so and so, which is pretty bad too. But I think it's cool. Like some teams finally have a chance to beat a team they have yet to beat in the league's history. It's kind of crazy how in 3 years it's been like that, So I kind of crafted a schedule like that too. So like some of those teams would have to play that team twice because after week 11, at least the generated schedule usually just repeats the schedule. And I was thinking about not doing that, but I decided to just do it the same way. So the first 3 matchups are going to repeat at the end too. So you'll face your opponent in the first 3 weeks. You'll face them in the last 3 weeks as well. So a topic I brought up last year, it got voted against. I want to bring up again this year because it would just make it more competitive and it would just make it, in my opinion, more fun. Now, you guys are the ones paying to play in this league and to be in this league. So, obviously, your voices and opinions, I'm going to take that because it's an investment for you guys. But I would love if this league went to a 6-man playoff. Top 2 teams getting buys because they deserve it. The 2 best records getting buys. It'd be tough to have this great year all year long and then just get kicked out by an 8 seed in the first round. That's tough. It's tough. So I think a 6-man league playoff would really help people really just try to win, and it would keep people a little bit more engaged. So I would love a 6-man playoff. Hope you guys would too. Now, if we did a 6-man playoff last year, Tanner would have not been the champion. He went 7-7 last year, snuck into the playoffs as a 7 seed. We should have seen it coming. 7 at 7-7, he had the luck on his side for sure. But so yeah, just an idea. I'll throw the poll in after this video is posted. Lamar Jackson was the top scorer last year. I think he could easily repeat it again this year. So it's kind of hard to repeat, a historical season like he had, fantasy and non-fantasy wise, but he could do it 2 years in a row. Will Jamar Chase be drafted first overall 3 years in a row? So we've done keepers the past 2 years. For some reason, the past few years, the teams that have had Jamar Chase, they let him go. Just because their keeper who they thought just wanted to, it was a tough decision though. I would look back at who had him the previous years. And I mean, they kept some good guys too. So, but tough choice. But yeah, this would be the third year in a row he would go number one overall. And I'm pretty sure he's projected number one overall in all drafts. So, pretty crazy. Yeah, everyone's just trying to improve from last year. If you didn't win it all last year, you're just trying to win it all this year. It's kind of hard to improve from a 12-2 record like Ryan, but definitely should be easy to improve from a 2-12 record like Trey. So he's definitely looking to avenge himself. People are looking to bounce back. Like I said from last year, not only members of the Famleegue, but also NFL players. Like Tyreek Hill had a slow year last year. Mark Andrews had a slow start. But more importantly, Samuel Lee is looking to bounce back from his lack of producing these lovely little get-together meetings. I'm definitely bouncing back. I'm not missing a week. We're going to shake on that. I pledge to not miss a week this year. It's not going to happen. All right, well, that's sort of all the storylines I have. I'm going to go ahead and break down the schedule that I made and the themes I have associated with it. So, week 1, roided it up, baby. I decided it would be a great matchup for the rematch of the championship. So, I have Tanner against Jesse. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just we're going to take a little timeout. So here we have it. Let me get my little extra lighting here. I don't know if it helped or not, but we're just gonna pretend it does. So here we have our juicy week 1 schedule. Now, like I said, someone may have already peeped at this, but just wanted to give you the importance of these matchups I put together myself. So we have rematch of the championship. Tanner versus Jesse. So they're going to be facing each other twice, like I said. But yeah, week 1, what a great way to, kick off the season. Then I was like, you know what? If we have our championship, we might as well have our little semi-championship. So the third place rematch is going to be between Josh and Ryan. I have the Miller girls going against each other. Kelsey and Kendra, formerly Miller girls. But, week 1, sisters clashing it out. I figured that'd be great. So I have them going against each other. And then obviously had to have Bryce and Molly go in week 1 against each other. Give Molly 2 chances to, try to avenge herself and finally beat Bryce. Or Bryce could, really make a big statement and go 8-0 against Molly. So, by the way, these matchups against each other, they're all regular season. I don't think they're postseason, but they might be postseason as well. But it'd be in a postseason where it actually matters, not like the consolation bracket. Like I didn't count any of those to anything because they're not meaningful. So, we have a rematch of the fifth place matchup. Not like that mattered, but me against Randy. I'm 2-4 against Randy. It was kind of hard to piece like these last 4 teams together just because the juicy ones are kind of more the juicy ones. I mean, I could have put in some other juicy matchups here week 1, but I feel like these are like the most juicy ones as possible. So, and then last but not least, that just leaves the two names of people that rhyme, Trey and Jay. Worked out perfectly. Another week theme we have is week 3. I thought this was a very cool concept. Week 3, let's scroll down to week 3. We have the OG 2021 league members. Well, it's the 10-man league against the new breed of the 2022 league members, first-time members, and on. So luckily it worked out that way. We had 6 people left from the OG league and then 6 new people and from when the league expanded. So I feel like that'd be really cool to do. So I put myself up against Tanner. So we have that as one of the matchups. Molly versus Josh. And then we have Jay versus Bryce. And we have Trey versus Kelsey. We have Kendra versus Jesse. And then we have Randy versus Ryan. So pretty cool concept, I think. So see how the OGs, see if they can handle, hang with the new breed. So out of the past champions, I think I'm only going to count when the league, expanded to 12 because that's kind of like the way I would compare it to, because it wouldn't be fair because Randy won, he's still in the league, and I feel like you can kind of count it now. What I'm basically trying to say is I think the new breeds have actually won more championships than the old, or I guess not, because Randy won. Yeah, I guess it's tied because Randy won and then Kendra won and then Bryce won. He's an OG, and then Tanner won last year, so it's split. So anyway, week 7, it was kind of hard to fit like a bunch of theme weeks, and I'm sure as the season goes on, some themes will arise from how the outcomes have been. Week 7's a revenge week, so I tried to place matchups against teams that were pretty like one-sided to give the other teams a chance to kind of help their head-to-head records against them. So, for instance, like Kendra and Tanner. Kendra's 0-3 against Tanner, so she has a chance to, kind of get some revenge, redeem herself, give her a win against Tanner. Jay and Josh, I can't remember what the record is there. I should have wrote some of these down. Kind of didn't. Kind of slacked off on that, but that's okay. Yeah, I should have wrote these down, but you can look in the lovely spreadsheet. Some of these matchups are not in the spreadsheet, but when that week preview gets there, I'll be sure to put it in so we're all kind of aware. So yeah, I think we'll just wait for that when the week 7 preview, week 6 recap, week 7 preview episode comes out, and I'll put that on there. I'll clean up for that. So yeah. So as for the schedule release, that's there. You guys can just take a look at the schedule, see who you guys have. Like I said, it was pretty hard. I tried to do it on paper there for a little bit. Once I got to the last 2 weeks, it was like really hard because I was trying to figure out, like, it seems like it would be easy, but it was not. So I ended up having to go back to week 9 and kind of revise some of those from week 9. But yeah, it was a tough task, but I just thought it'd be cool to do something a little different like that. So, and then throw in some theme weeks too. So yeah. And last but not least, with this video, I did make it long. Sorry, had a lot of just great topics to tackle. We are going to release the draft order live here. No one else is live with me, but we're going to go ahead and release the draft order, having this next tab here. And no better way to do it than the Fantasy Draft Random Order Generator. I love it. Shout out to Bryce. This is the 3rd year we've used it. He sent it to me 3 years ago. So the way it works, I feel like it's a pretty fair way. Now, it's almost, in a way, not too fair this year because Tanner has a chance. Tanner has pretty decent odds of getting a #1 overall pick after just winning the championship. And it's because the way I have it set up on this website to make it fair is, you see right here it says weighted. Choose how many balls each team will receive in the lottery. So for instance, I do this off of team total wins in the regular season. So Trey only had 2 wins. And it counts down from 12 all the way to a #1 pick. So Trey kind of has a better chance to get a top pick because he only had 2 wins. So it's like pretty fair, but also gives a nice random, it's a good balance, If I did the opposite way, like if I did it for like team losses, then like Trey could easily get like the last pick because he'd have more balls to choose from. See, now he only has 2 entries, so he's less likely to get the 12th overall pick. So I feel like it's enough randomness, kind of balances out the fairness as well. So, but however, for Tanner, he was pretty much middle of the pack. He was pretty much middle of the pack. So if if he ends up getting over a pick, then next year we won't use this website again. So I think we can make a shake on that. And I thought about doing like a cameo or something. Have like some random celebrity pick for us. Maybe we'll do that next year, or former player or something. But I'll definitely do a little something creative next year, unless everyone's cool with this. I think it's cool. Has the theme music. I figured out a way to have like a screen grab with my face to be able to do a live play with it. So let's go ahead and kick it off. And sorry I have a Steelers cup here. Just excited football season. Can't say I'll drink out of any team's cup. All right, I'm a little nervous. And we're off, baby. Let's go. I'm scared, man. All right, who's 12th overall pick? Ooh. Why, man? Oh my god, man. I'm about to refresh. Is it too late to hit the refresh button? Golly, man. This is good because you guys know I'm not choosing the first upgrade for this year, so let's go for the league, whatever. Choose pick number 10. Ryan? Now, that's not surprising because he had 12 inches, so he should have been picking 12. Okay, pick number 9. Jesse. He had 8 inches. Came in second. Kind of fair. Number 8. Jay. We'll just point for him. He only had 4 inches too. Bryce was 5 for the second most record, so we'll just point for him. Pick number 6. Tanner, the reigning champion. Falls right in the middle of the pack where we fell in the season. So a little surprising though, White had the second most injuries. She's going to the top 5 though. Oh my gosh, she's not. We got some new music. I love this, man. I'm so comfortable. Shohei Ohtani. Look at me right now. Do not trade your number one overall pick. I mean, do what you want. It's your team. If you draft Ohtani again, do not trade him. I promise to God, I promise, I'll put my hand on any religious text, I'll put the Bible, I'll put anything. It's not right about season Kelsey gets the number one overall pick in this year's draft. It's a lot of pressure. She did a mock draft earlier. She didn't want to have